Well, good Monday afternoon to you. It's Dan. I want to welcome you to my home in the sticks. I hope everybody's having a show enough good Monday, and I hope everyone's having a good start to a new week. And I also want to say I hope everybody, wherever you're at in the world, that you and yours are doing good in this crisis that's killing so many. But before I get off into this video, I always like to mention that if you are new to the Home in the Sticks channel, I want to welcome you. And if you returning just to see what old Dan's got going on over her, I thank you for coming back. What I want to share with you and y'all today is we're going to bump some gums today, a little bit different video. So give me a second and that's what we finna do's. All right, what we're going to talk about today is COVID-19 and the law enforcement community. And we're going to talk about Mississippi law enforcement because I'm a Mississippi police officer. I talk to a lot of people offline. I stay in contact with quite a few creators that I talk to sometimes on a weekly basis. And I had one person, one channel in particular that actually left a comment on one of my videos, and that's Brian and his wife over there at My Alaska Dream. He left this comment. A lot of folks want to know what law enforcement, what my agency is doing to combat COVID-19 in my area. The thing with law enforcement, of course, we are public servants. So that's what we signed up to do, serve the public. But what I've been stressing to my officers is to limit the contact if you can. We have a lot of traffic officers that work at the police department, and I was kind of like, hey, you know what? Kind of scale back on the traffic stops that you make, trying to limit the contact with folks that are unknown to us. And of course, the police department, we have a contingency plan in place. We've actually issued out some face masks to our officers if they get sent out on a call and they have to come into contact with, go into somebody's house in a large crowd. They have something that they could cover their mouth and their nose with. It's hard for police officers to not come into contact with folks because that's what we do. Calls for service, people call for the police, guess what? We have to go there because that's what we get paid to do, and we sure enough going to do it. But we've taken a lot of steps to actually limit our contact with the general public. The agency that I work for, the Philadelphia Police Department, we do fingerprinting, and of course folks come into the police department and want to file reports for whatever may be going on, a crime of some sort. But we have limited our access to folks actually accessing us, if that makes sense. We've temporarily called off doing fingerprints for a little while, and as far as the reports, yes, people can come into the police department all day and do reports, but we actually don't take them into the inside or the inner perimeter of the police department. My guys actually go to the lobby area, talk to the folks, get the information they need, and they actually come back into the police department, do the report, and we've been doing it that way. And all that is just a way to limit the exposure of unknown folks coming into the police department that could potentially be a hazard. And if you think about it, one person that comes into the police department that may be infected with COVID-19 can wipe out the entire police department. So we are taking drastic steps actually to limit our exposure. There are several cases of COVID-19 here in Neshoba County. It's just, we didn't think that, we knew it was coming, but we just didn't think it was going to be that fast. So I've been telling Skylar, hey, look, you need to stay out of Walmart if you can. Stay out of being in places where people congregate. And speaking of congregate, the city of Philadelphia has actually enacted a curfew. And it's an enforceable curfew, but basically we don't want to take You know, we don't want to take anybody to jail, but we want folks to know that, hey, if you don't need to be out, why be out? You know, what we do is, if we see it, we're like, hey, y'all need to move on, go home. We don't want anybody congregating in public places, and it's a good thing. And if you think about it, you know, why not follow what the CDC has put out? If you stay at home, if you don't have to be out in public, don't be out in public. Just stay at the house. And that's kind of what the stance that the police department is taking. Is the curfew doesn't apply to folks that are driving through Philadelphia or driving in Philadelphia to get to work or anything like that. It's just for the folks that like to congregate. I don't know if it's going to end anytime soon. The law enforcement community, and I'm here to tell you, there are some agencies in rural Mississippi that may have 5 or 6 police officers or deputies or what have you. They've actually enacted where if the police department gets called, if it is not a high priority call, you're gonna have to come to us if you need to do a report, because we're not coming to you. And that's a way to protect the officers and the integrity of the police department or sheriff's office against COVID-19. So, and again, I want to make this absolutely clear that I am speaking about Dan Referee's agency that he works for in Mississippi. I'm not talking about any other agency, their policies, procedures, or what they're doing. It's just what my police department is doing. So I hope that actually answers a few people's questions as to what law enforcement in Mississippi, mainly the Philadelphia Police Department, what we're doing to combat COVID-19. We're trying to limit our exposure to people if we can. Almost impossible. We're public servants, that's what we do, but we're gonna do what we have to do. So again, I hope everybody is having a good Monday, and I hope everyone is having a safe Monday. And Lord, as a Mississippi police officer, please, if you stay at home if you can. If you don't have to be out, don't be out. If you like this video, go on and give it a thumbs up, they help. If you haven't subscribed to the Homeless Sticks channel, Lord of mercy. Y'all need to come on over here and give old Dan a look, because I'm always doing stuff. With that being said, you know what's coming. Dan Referee showing off, always gonna say it. Don't let COVID-19 dull your shine. I mean, don't let it. You get your shine on, it's important. And Dan will see you and y'all in the next video.